kwaunoenda chokwadi wakatanga uri muono vazhinji havana kuzvifungira kuti manyene pane chinobatika chingabuda asi nhasi nyika yose nevari miri vona kuona kone muono vari mubatsiri zvino tinotenda iwe nenadi chibhamu niwela yapashi pamwe inatenda inia tisingakanganwe ivo vamushineri pirizi nekuti vaiona vaiti maungwe ende pasina mwari hapana muono manyene chiburatsi toenda mberi manyene chiburatsi toenda mberi manyene chiburatsi toenda mberi manyene chiburatsi toenda mberi mwari vari parutivi rwedu uzwai nyadenga muri yechivu kumanyene tinotenda rutsigiro rwenyu Bashi family.
Enjoy real value online with TM Pick and Pay Click and Collect. It's time for the news.
Good evening and welcome to the news at 8. I am Tatiro Manamike with Peaceful Munyika at the Sign Language Desk.
I'm Liam Bernard. Marilyn Gwenya will join us much later from our Montreux studio. However, these are the stories we're leading with tonight. Zimbabwe targets more foreign investment capital to develop its economy.
And young Pan-Africanists from across Africa converge in Harare for the African Youth Congress.
And in sports news, the much anticipated results came out today. Tari,
yes.
A businessman Ngobile Magwizi elected as ZIFA president. These and other stories to come, but we start off with the main news.
Indeed, now in our first story, the economic turnaround led by President Emmerson Mnangagwa is paying off, with Zimbabwe now in a position to cushion its economy against emerging global geopolitical risks and attract foreign direct investment. This was confirmed by the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube, after attending the just-ended World Economic Forum annual meetings in Davos, Switzerland this week. We'll give you more details on that later on in the bulletin.
The body of the national hero, Comrade Justin Mpamanga, is now at Charles Gumbo Barracks in Harare, where it will lie in state before burial at the National Heroes Acre on Monday. That report next.
Comrade Justin Mpamanga's body was welcomed at Charles Gumbo Barracks, Harare, from his raw home in Chesa, Mount Darwin in Mashonaland Central Province by relatives, colleagues and government officials. A church service is lined up this Sunday before Comrade Mpamanga is buried at the National Heroes Acre on Monday.
Timuri iri kusumuka kubva pano ichienda kumba kwa National Hero wedu waMpamanga. Mhuri inonorara ikoko asi mangwana zvakamira sezvizvi. Nenguva dzakaita 7:30 mangwana kuseni tichasangana pano totora mwiri wababa vedu National Hero vedu toenda ku church ku inner city. Inner city tinotarisira kunge tiripo na 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Then kubva na 10 o'clock tichazosumuka ipapo toenda ku Revelation Circuit ku Marlborough ndokuchanoitwa main service yedu ikoko.
Comrade Mpamanga played a significant role in Zimbabwe's liberation struggle after cutting short his studies at the then University of Rhodesia to join fellow war fighters in Mozambique in 1975. His contributions to the liberation struggle paved the way for his distinguished civil service career, which began in 1983 in the Economics Division of the President's Department. Throughout his career, Comrade Mpamanga rose through the ranks, establishing and heading the economics branch in the President's Department, serving as Minister Consular at Zimbabwe's diplomatic mission in London, and later becoming Deputy Chief Secretary in the Office of the President and Cabinet. He is survived by wife Aida Mpamanga, 4 sons and several grandchildren. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Harare residents have welcomed the setting up of police roadblocks on major roads across the city, saying they are meant to enhance road safety and security. Peter Chivima reports.
Following the launch of the Zimbabwe Republic Police operation codenamed No to Mushikashika pirate taxis and lawlessness on the roads over 2 weeks ago, the ZBC News took to the streets to gather public opinion. Citizens who spoke to this news crew in Harare expressed strong support for the initiative, which aims to restore order and discipline on the country's roads.
Armed robbers are one stop and search ananga search motor wana munani pfute ona fiji dzake registered here kana ini mbavha otobata mbavha yapo pamo
ma road blocks hapana chakaipa nekuti ari kuunza sanity. Chechipiri tingaita nyika inoenda kupi isina mapurisa anowanika muroad. Muno musadiki hapana nyika yaungaenda yausingaone mapurisa muroad. Tiri kusapota mapurisa edu zvakanyanya sema associations kuti zvaunza sanity nekuda kwokuti marobhas anoshandisa mota dzisina manumber plates.
Aiwa zvinoitawo kuti vanenge vachida kuita zvinhu zveumbavha zvisina kururama zvezve zvione kuti zveshuwa pane vanhu vari kukontrola munyika.
Last week, police details mounting a roadblock along Seke Road impounded a commuter omnibus which was captured on camera by the ZBC News, evading the police on a pavement along Julius Nyerere Way in Harare's Central Business District. The driver of the impounded vehicle, Nikis Kudzanai Peter, was arrested days later. ZRP National Spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati explained increased police presence on the country's roads.
Roadblocks have always been part of policy, and the roadblocks are put in place for various reasons. This is a fact. Roadblocks, you have them, one, to even look for smuggled property, whether into the country or out of the country. We can have roadblocks to also to account for moving criminals including those who commit robbery cases. Then you can also have roadblocks for traffic management. Like currently we have got an operation which is targeted at pirate taxis, Mushikashika and the lawlessness of the country's road. That's why you have got these roadblocks which some of you guys are talking about.
More than 8,000 arrests have been made and over 70 unregistered vehicles have been impounded since the operation began. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
We now bring you the report where the economic turnaround led by President Emmerson Mnangagwa is paying off, with Zimbabwe and now in a position to cushion its economy against emerging global geopolitical risks and attract a foreign direct investment. This was confirmed by the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube, after attending the just ended World Economic Forum annual meetings in Davos, Switzerland this week.
Zimbabwe is cushioning itself from a future associated with rising political tensions, raging wars, and the worsening climate change crisis. The groundwork has been laid by the Second Republic led by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who has put in place appropriate interventions to maintain stability. Representing Zimbabwe at the just ended World Economic Forum annual meetings in Davos, Switzerland, the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion confirmed that Zimbabwe is on the right path as there are numerous pockets of investment opportunities available regardless of mounting global headwinds.
The World Economic Forum annual meeting for 2025 has come to an end. We've had a very productive week under the theme Collaboration in an Intelligent World. Investors are also thinking of new opportunities, especially in the future energy mineral sector, and we as Zimbabwe need to position ourselves appropriately in terms of lithium, graphite, and whatever else we have for the manufacture of batteries to drive a green transition or EV cars, for example. So our policies around beneficiation are on the right path as a way to harness as much opportunity as possible. We also discuss issues around how to protect ourselves against climate shocks in terms of sovereign insurance, how to harness the air quality as an asset. Air quality is an asset. For example, even just the mere conversion of fumes from a power station, coal power station, sulfur dioxide is produced. This can be converted into sulfuric acid, which we currently import, for example. So suddenly you turn something that is harmful, that goes into the atmosphere.
President Mnangagwa set the tone in his message during the 8th annual National Thanksgiving and Dedication service in Bulawayo, promising a prosperous future for Zimbabwe in line with the Vision 2030.
As the people of Zimbabwe are our own liberators, and using our indigenous resources, our skills and talents, we shall build our motherland. Others are welcome to assist us, but we are the principal builders of our country, Zimbabwe. In the agriculture sector, we are not folding our arms and surrendering to the vagaries of climate change. No. Numerous dams are going to be built and the balls sunk to mitigate the impact of climate change. In relation to the current uneven rainfall patterns, let us ask for rain from the Lord above. For it is Almighty God who makes storm clouds and gives showers of rain to everyone. This is Zechariah chapter 10, verse 1. This is one. We raise up our arms in thanksgiving for the rapid modernization and expansion of our infrastructure, as well as increased inflows of economic investments and diaspora remittances, which are having transformational impacts on our economic growth.
The Second Republic has turned around the fortunes of the country's economy, anchored on massive infrastructure development and the Zimbabwe's open for business mantra, which has attracted investors from across the globe. Owen Malova, ZBC News, Harare.
The ZANU-PF Midlands Provincial Leadership is geared to host this year's independence celebrations to be held at Mutora Business Centre in Kokwe North. Tafara Chikumira has the details.
Zimbabwe's 45th independence celebrations comes to the Midlands province after Manicaland province hosted a similar event last year, as the Second Republic continues to rotate provinces in hosting such events in line with the devolution agenda. It emerged during a Midlands provincial coordinating committee meeting that the province has since begun some resource mobilization efforts with a view to host a remarkable event.
Tiri ipapo tapiwa independence se province chipata-pata chatinacho madzimambo mapolitibiro members edu kusvika pasi kusero kubatana kuti chinhu ichocho chibudirire. Saka tichada kuti tiite zvinoita kuti nyika yose kana vachiona vaone zvakasiyana nezvakaonekwa kuMarch Central, vaone zvakasiyana nezvakaonekwa kuBhowera. Tinofanira kuratidza kuti tanga tichizvida zvinhu izvi, tanga tichizvifarira nokubatana nekuronga nekuzochiunganira chinhu ichi musi wokupedzisira.
The Midlands Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Owen Ncube, chipped in saying the province is going all out to host a memorable event.
Kuya kuGokwe North basa racho rakatotanga rekuti tigadzirire nyaya yeindependence at provincial level. Tichitanga nenyaya yekutarisa migwagwa, nyaya yekuisa maboreholes nenyaya yekunogadzirisa pachaitigwa inonzi Children's Party a day before independence. Zvese izvi zvakatanga, asi musangano wacho sechinhu chenational uchaitwa kuHarare nemusi wechipiri. Then zvimwe zvinoda kuitwa munharaunda yeGokwe North, vanhu vacho vamwe vatove paground kuti tiprepare mutambo mukuru uyu.
Since the inception of the Second Republic, Uhuru celebrations, which were traditionally being held in Harare, are now being rotated among provinces in line with the inclusive development approach. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
We move to Mashonaland East now, where ZANU-PF Mashonaland East Province has declared that the Vision 2030 agenda is unstoppable, as it is a call from the grassroots on President Emmerson Mnangagwa to continue leading the nation until 2030.
Various development and empowerment programs being implemented by the Second Republic across the country are transforming people's lives. Hence calls for President Emmerson Mnangagwa to lead the nation until it attains an upper middle income society status by 2013. Addressing party supporters at the ZANU-PF inter-district meeting at Murewa Center this Saturday, ZANU-PF Mashonaland East Provincial Chairperson Comrade Daniel Garwe said the Vision 2030 agenda is unstoppable as it is coming from the people of Zimbabwe.
Vision 2030 is prevailing and it's unstoppable. President Mnangagwa is unstoppable. Dai mango tasha tango fana tesi tito paridza raMnangagwa kuti tivape nguva yekuronga zvekuvaka zvenyika. Mhepo ya Vision 2030 aina kumhiri kwemakungwa. Marimwe zuro America, maAmericans akatoda kuti Trump aramba aripo kusvika kugora 2030. Wakoto 2030 Trump anenge aripo. Makomba zviri kuno vana vakasunungurwa kuno, kune vana vakazodzwa, vana vakakomborerwa, vanotungamirwa naMnangagwa. 2030 vanenge vachitonga.
ZANU-PF Murewa District says it is ready to implement resolutions of the 2024 Annual National People's Conference as per the people's desire.
Toda kuti mauya the whole provincial executive maita henyu mauya kuzotipa the direction and the guidance yekuti 2025 tikufamba sei semusangano.
Government ministers also outlined developmental projects being implemented by the Second Republic.
Vision yamunonzwa ichitaurwa iyi inoda kuti ionekwe muzvibereko zvinobatika. Unochisveru chandaa kusira mudistrict rei. Tine mugwagwa wedu watishungurudza zvikuru. Unobva pano vanoziva tikangodai takuti macheke kunokuda kumacheke. Nauya nhasi neshoko zvakare rinobva kune murume anoteerera baba Mnangagwa. Hanzi mhuri yangu chinyararai zvenyu, muchawana nemainjiniya munguva inopfuura inotevera pfupi nakuuya nemanjiniya chisimudzira project iyona.
President vakati musha wega wega ngauzvirimire chikafu chemhuri chawanda chiindisaiwo kumatura. Saka tinokumbira kuti kana makohwa chiregai kuendesa chimwe kumasaiti, tendai president vari kukupai mainputs.
Toda kuti nditende iye zvino pane nyaya yenetwork yatinetsei kuno. Toda kutarira tichienda kwamukura zhizha uku. Network iri kunetsa ndizvo here? Tobva toenda futi tikada kudzika takadai tikada kuenda kwese kuna Nyamita uku. Network yanzi iri kunetsa. So naizvozvo zvinhu zvatiri kufamba nazvo ticharamba tichitumira vanhu vekuikonekta nokunet 1 nanaPotras kuti vauye vagadziridze izvozvo.
The Second Republic has implemented a lot of developmental projects under the leadership of President Emmerson Mnangagwa as the nation moves towards attainment of an upper middle income society by 2030. Gerald, ZBC News, Murewa.
The drive to transform and modernize the agriculture sector is gaining traction, with key successes being recorded in digitalizing the sector and construction of silos, among other developments. We get more details in the upcoming report.
Spearheaded by the Second Republic is being accelerated, with construction works at Mutare Grain Marketing Board Depot almost complete. In an interview during a tour of Mutare GMB Depot this Friday, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obedi Jiri, revealed that silos being constructed in Mutare will be completed within 6 months.
At Mutare Depot, there are 7 silos that are under construction. The total capacity for these 7 will be 56,000 metric tons of grain that can be held at this particular depot. At the moment, the progress is 57% to completion. We envisage that this site will be completed and commissioned in about 6 months.
Mutare Depot Project Manager Isaac Mashonganyika outlined the scope and time frames of the project.
At Mutare site, our modular design is prefabricated steel silos for ease construction and also scalability, and also a high speed of conveyance. And also we are going to install IoT sensors to check the grain humidity and also the grain quality.
Earlier in the day, agriculture extension workers who received the digital gadgets expressed the gratitude to government for capacitating them to increase efficiency.
Toda kutenda His Excellency Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa for keeping on considering us as the Minister of Agriculture. Basa redu rine zvakawanda zvinoda kuchengetedzwa. For example, database. Senisa livestock specialist ndodo chingeta database rezvipfuyo zvese zviri mamutasa.
Tikufara singaiti information yedu yese tichaienter muma tablets zvinenge zvava easy kwatiri.
Previously taiva ne challenge yeku data capturing and also sending reports on time. Nenyaya yekuti tanyanya kushandisa mapapers. And by now we can now send reports wherever I am.
Government has distributed more than 4,000 digital gadgets to agriculture extension workers countrywide to speed up data capturing and distribution. Kenya Sivuje, ZBC News, Mutare.
Acting President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga is officiating at the Catholic Youth Business and Innovation Hub exhibition and fundraising dinner in Harare's Marlborough suburb. We link up now with Wellington Makonise, who is at the dinner, to give us the details.
A very good evening. We are at St. Canisius in Marlborough, at the Catholic Church, where there is an innovation and business hub expo that involves youth from the Catholic Church right here in Harare. And for today's proceedings, the acting president, that is General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, is gracing these proceedings alongside wife Minyotabo Chiwenga, and to kickstart proceedings they have toured the exhibition stands that is from the youth who are exhibiting various products and innovations that include those in climate change, others into cosmetics, fashion and the likes. And what they seek to achieve is to form synergies, connections, so that they may grow their businesses. And this is the thrust that the government has put in place, such that various institutions have to contribute to national development, economic development, and the church is playing its part. And this is in line with its broader vision of improving the economy through the heritage. And part of it has seen institutions of higher learning also partaking in terms of innovating and boosting industrialization through what stems from its heritage. And this is not just taking place at institutions of higher learning, churches, but also primary and secondary education institutions have fed into this thrust, which involves heritage-based learning, all encompassing it to improve the national economy. And overall, this is for the Vision 2030 for an upper middle income society status to be achieved. So for now, we expect the acting president, Dr. Chiwenga, to give his speech where he may form direction of what these youth may do with their businesses going forward. So for now, that's all we have. Back to the studio.
Thank you very much for that update, Wellington Makonese there, reporting live from Marlborough. Now we turn to our Facebook page as well as our YouTube page, that's at ZBC News Online, to see the comments. And Felix Matambo, good evening to you, saying rest in peace, our national hero, Comrade Mupamanga, go well, son of the soil. And Cuthbert Muzambi saying good evening, sons and daughters of the soil, Nika Inovakwa Neve Nevayo. Now you can also be part of the bulletin by commenting, of course, following and liking us. Leanne.
Indeed, and do tell us where you are watching from. It's always a pleasure to see how far we are reaching out to our viewers. The stories ahead to come in this bulletin.
Young African Pan-Africanists from across Africa converge in Harare for the African Youth Congress.
And stay tuned for sports news, where businessman Ngobile Magwizi elected ZIFA president. They do stay with us. We're off to a break. Don't go away.
The Executive Director for the Presidential and National Scholarships Department in the Office of the President and Cabinet invites applications for the registration of scholarship nominations for the 2025 to 2026 academic year. For further details, interested applicants can refer to the press or inquire on 263-242-793-472 or 263-242-255-32 or 4 or plus 263-242-794-767.
The Zimbabwe Tourism Authority is calling all operators of tourist facilities who have not registered or those with expired licenses and certificates to come forward and register their facilities in compliance with the provisions of Section 36 of the Tourism Act, Chapter 14, 20 of 1996 by 15 February 2025. According to Statutory Instrument Number 106 of 1996, categories of the tourist facilities that must be registered with the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority include but are not limited to conference organizers, restaurants, whether in hotel or otherwise, fast food restaurants, vehicle, bicycle, boat, bus hire, courier shops, tour operators, hunting operators, tour guides, non-hotel conference facilities and venues, travel agents including those online, accommodation including hotels, lodges, guest houses, camps and campsites, bed and breakfast accommodation, Airbnb accommodation, visitor attractions including game parks, farms, art galleries, visitor activities including golf, horse riding, bungee jumping, wedding venues, picnic or bride sports, open air function venues. All facilities that register or renew their licenses and certificates on or before the 15th of February 2025 will have no penalties charged. From the 1st of March 2025, the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, in conjunction with law enforcement agents, will be deployed to bring all unregistered facilities to book. For further information and assistance, please do not hesitate to contact us at the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority offices that are located across the country. Travel and experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The Mbare Traders Market in Harare is nearing completion ahead of the expected opening to traders affected by last year's inferno. And we get more details from the following report.
The sound of construction is a symphony of hope for Mbare, where construction of this temporary market is nearing completion. The structure, being built to accommodate thousands of traders, is being built with speed and prioritizing functionality.
World market. Kuvakwa kuri kuita musika kuchatibatsira zvakanyanya. Kune suwo tinenge tichitengesawo.
Zvese zvakarongeka pana chakamboshata. Zvese kubvira mukati macho makanaka zvisingaiti. Tikuzvitambira.
Last week, a government delegation visited Russia for a benchmarking exercise for the Mbare Msika superstructure.
While this is a temporary structure, the project signifies progress with regards to government's thrust of modernizing infrastructure. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
A generation of young Pan-Africanists is being molded under the African Youth Congress, with scores of them from across Africa converging in Harare for a 5-day program. Back to Wellington Makonise with that report.
Prominent names such as Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere and Steve Biko, among others, anchor Pan-Africanism discourse, and efforts are being made to ensure African youth share these values. One of them is 11-year-old Ugandan sensation Akot Emmanuel, popularly known as Mr. President, who has been making waves pushing for adoption of Pan-African ideals by fellow youths.
I love reading so much. So when I started reading about the Pan-Africans, I felt as if even me, I should make something in the Pan-Africanism. Because Pan-Africanism inspires me so much. It gave me a hope of new Africa, uniting Africa. Though it is the task now, but Africa must be united.
Leading the charge in organizing a formidable Pan-African youth and coming from assuming the African Youth Chairmanship is Comrade Taurai Kandishaya, who believes in his new role will drive positive change on the continent and developing within.
My major task is to restore the true and genuine identity of an African. If we manage to do that, we won't have this civil unrest in Africa, because as Africans we must be brothers keepers, sisters keepers. So as Africans, I need to work and conscientize fellow African youths not to be used by external forces.
We focus mainly on inculcating patriotism on the youth. They constitute the bulk of our population, and they constitute the leaders of tomorrow. They are the torch bearers. They are going to go ahead with the revolution. So our focus is concentrated on the youths.
The event also emphasized the importance of understanding African history and ideology in shaping the future, with the delegates expected to visit historical sites in the country for the next 4 days. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
And with that story, we now cross over to our Montrose studios, where Marilyn Gwenya is on standby to give us more of the bulletin. Good evening to you, Marilyn.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Tariro. And now we move on to a report from Mhlomuli Ncube, where public-private partners being pursued by the Second Republic are bearing fruit, with the people of Wange already reaping benefits from the establishment of a library by a local company in the area.
A year after being opened to the public, the Wange Community Library, established by a local firm, South Mining, is giving learners from schools across the district access to books and a computer laboratory. The development has excited locals amid an improvement in results at local schools.
The children don't even have books at home. Parents can't afford to buy books, but the library can give us for free.
This is the first public library here in Wange. It helped me as a student. Now I can go after school.
So they are able to research, their schoolwork easily, and there are also books stacked in the shelves, and those books have benefited our learners immensely.
There is commitment from both government and the mining entity to continue working together to improve Zimbabwe's education.
This library was more than just a building, it was a promise. A promise to invest in the minds of our youth, to provide a space where curiosity could flourish, and to ensure that knowledge and opportunity would always be within reach.
I would like to also appreciate South Mining for their continuous support of government initiatives as far as education is concerned.
Improving access to education is one of the priorities under the Second Republic, with Zimbabwe seeking to achieve an upper middle income society status by 2030. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News.
A Gweru-based farmer is making waves in the district after implementing smart agriculture practices at his 6-hectare plot, which has set him on course to a bumper harvest. Our Midlands Bureau Chief, Tafaraj Kumira, has more.
63-year-old Mr. Temba Dube, whose farm is just outside the city of Gweru, got his piece of land in 2011 under the land reform program. The farmer, whose maize crop has reached the tasseling stage, is anticipating an average of 10 tons per hectare on the 3-hectare maize field under the climate-proof Pfumvudza Intwasa program. The farmer, who attributes his farming prowess to the way he was raised up, says he was introduced to the climate-proof Pfumvudza Intwasa program in 2020 at a time when the Second Republic intensified the program, marking the beginning of big returns in his farming career.
STSS warakapisa asita kawana 4.5 tons. Sokuti pano pamusha food security tatakanaka atina nzara. Saka kuva ipapo no zvinhu zvakanaka izvi tikati aiwa patakawa manje radio station zokuti maererano nemvura tine mvura above normal, tikati mai mvura kwa iripo kana yakunzi above normal zoroti mvura iripo ndo patakatanga kuti aiwa atiwedzere munda yedu ndobva taita minda yedu yemakomba inokwana 12 zvima plots 12 tons point tinonzi 1, 10 tons GMP, 2 tons point food security emusha wedu. Tikatasa musha wedu taka improve according nemakomba, takatenga zvigayo tikadzisa vana vokupedzisira tikakwanisa wokuvaka musha wedu.
Government is impressed by efforts being made by smallholder farmers in contributing to national strategic reserves while practicing climate smart agriculture in the face of the El Nino-induced drought.
Or certainly Pfumvudza, we can see here the difference between what has been sown to Pfumvudza and the conventional. Clearly, you can see that this farmer yields at least a ton from each crop plot as a result of Pfumvudza, and from conventional, it's about half that, which is why this farmer is determined to complete the rest of this field and convert it to Pfumvudza, because clearly they've seen the benefits. In some parts of the country, in the drier provinces, especially region 5 or so, we've seen some farmers beginning to do maize in drier areas simply because they've done Pfumvudza. They are able to conserve more moisture.
Evidence on the ground indicates that Zimbabwe is poised for a bumper harvest, with smallholder farmers expected to play a significant role after they surpassed the Pfumvudza target of 9,500,000 plots, with most of the crop showing a good bill of health this summer cropping season. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
Bulawayo residents stormed the City Council offices this Friday to air their grievances regarding service delivery.
It was a meeting that never was at the Bulawayo Small City Hall, as residents turned out in their numbers for a meeting that council officials refused to attend. While residents had responded to calls for a meeting issued through posters purportedly from the local authority, chaos ensued after council said it never called for the gathering.
We can't send a voice note to dispute someone else's meeting. Or a message to dispute someone else's meeting. It's someone else's meeting, ma'am, because we never call for it.
So this is the city council.
That's not us.
No, sorry, ma'am.
No.
It's the city council. It's your concern. Because if someone sends it, it's jeopardizing city council. So it's then you guys that have to take measures against whoever is sending those messages.
I'd like to apologize, and we are kindly requesting for people to vacate. Thank you.
As the engagement was called off, residents spoke to ZBC News on the issues they'd planned to put on the city council's table.
It's very bad. They should
so abantu bonke babuyile hoping ukuthi njoba kuya kulama stakeholders wonke they will present ama cases abo bezwe from the horse mouth. But to our own surprise, sithe sifika ku venue njengoba la uzibonele i-venue has been set, amalemba afakiwe, amanzi afakiwe phezulu kwamatafula, izitulo lokhu ezifakwa even as I speak now, showing ukuthi umhlangano ukhona. But to our surprise, somebody came and announced ukuthi umhlangano uthiwa cancelled. For what reason we don't know.
So when I saw this post that was inviting residents, business and the community to come and speak to the city council, I said this is a good initiative. Because for the first time we are going to have conversation to deal with the challenges. There are a basket of challenges, especially if we look at the business side of things.
Next time yabona into yankona amaretsi lokubefaka bengavumelanga lamaretsi. It's very bad.
The opposition-led council is accused of failing to provide basic services such as water, refuse collection, rehabilitation of roads, and attending to bare sewer pipes. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Government and its partners have moved to upscale child protection following the rollout of a program to capacitate traditional leaders and community members to fight the vice from a more informed point of view.
Mutasa district is one of the country's hotspots in terms of infringement of children's rights, prompting the Ministry of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare to partner UNICEF and the Swedish government in the training of more than 500 traditional leaders and community members in the district to fight the vice. The traditional leadership acknowledged that child abuse cases were rife in their areas, with the child sexual exploitation among the leading crimes.
Takatsanangurira mavillages kuti pese panoitwa ma meetings tadzoka wakunotaura nevanhu tofana ministry ma child protection ma referral pathways pakaita nyaya dze protection usually dzine time frame inodiwa kutenge ichiitwa yetu kana ari ma abuse cases clinic yaziswa here so that kana paita chirwere anenge atochengeteka.
Kuno vana vangu vachiroorwa zvisiri pamutemo asi tadziswa kudaro, saka takati sabhuku iwewe kana paine mwana aroorwa iwe sabhuku tanga wambobvunzwa kuti mwana uyu eji yake yakamira sei, birth certificate rake rakamira sei, totangira ipapo.
Trained community members are committed to protect vulnerable children.
Tangati ne dambudziko rema child marriage. Saka izvo zvakuenda zvichidzikira but recently tine vamwe wana 3 vanga vari kuita umwe akaita form 2 umwe 2 vanga vachiita ma form 3 but vana ivo vakaita missing pachikoro. Saka kubva vakaitwa zvikoro izvi takaenda kunoongorora kuti tinatsobata kuti ichokwadi kuti vana havapo pachikoro kusvika tanasa kuona zveshuwa kuti vana havapo pachikoro. Saka tichiri muprocess yekutsvaga kuti chii chakatora nzvimbo but taane chokwadi chekuti vana vakwanisa vanga vakadi vakatizira.
Mune zvimwe zvitendero vamwe vanhu vakasikagoni kuendesa vana kuzvipatara, asi ndaona kuti izvezvi wakugona kuendesa vana kuzvipatara vana vazhinji wakukurawa neutano hwakadini hwakanaka.
Takatanga kufamba nechirongwa chema birth certificates munharaunda medu kune vana vanga vasingadini vasina ma birth certificates. Vamwe vana vaitotadza kupinda chikoro nepamusana pekushayiwa mabirth iwonayo.
Pakauya program tichidzidziswa takaenda kunodzidzisa vabereki
tichivaeducata kuti mwana anofanira kunge achienda kuchikoro.
Government is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring protection of children's rights, hence the initiative targeting the grassroots. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Mutare.
And on that note, it's back to the team at Pocket Hill Studios in Harare for more news. And of course, Tariro is on standby. Tariro, it's back to you.
For that update, Marilyn, indeed, we continue with the news bulletin from our Pocket Hill Studios right here in Harare. The Zimbabwe National Traditional Healers Association, ZINATA, has called on herbalists to get relevant training and documentation that will enable them to uphold high levels of professionalism. Memory Chamisa reports.
The influx of traditional medicine on the street is a serious source of worry amid safety and efficacy concerns around some prescriptions. However, the Zimbabwe National Traditional Healers Association ZINATA president, Mr. George Kantiero, revealed that they are working with law enforcement agents to clean the streets of fly-by unregistered herbalists.
Kuona izvozvi zvitazara streets medu muvanhu vari kungotengesa zvimwe zvacho zvakutengeswa zvakukwadza vanhu vedu. Saka chikoro chinobatsira kuti munhu aziye zvinhu zvaari kushandisa uye mpimo wacho unopiwa munhu. Saka chinhu chatinokurudzira kuti kana kuine vanoda nezvekudzidza kurapa kwechivanhu ngavauye vapuhwa matsamba.
Meanwhile, ZINATA this Saturday hosted a graduation ceremony for herbalists, some of them foreign students who had completed a training course on prescribing and packaging of traditional medicine.
It's very important for us to understand where we are getting these medicines from. I think there's also a call for us going back to, the natural state of things, a very holistic approach to healing and understanding our bodies. And the course took me back to that place to understand.
In China, they have recorded a book to know which disease or say which type of disease this herb can heal. And here actually it's the same. It's just I think due to the history, you haven't written it down. So now it's up to the traditional healer to pass through it to the next generation. With many people using traditional medicine to treat various ailments, government is working with ZINATA to ensure efficacy of prescribed medicine. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
News at 8 takes a break. Stay with us for more news coming up after this.
Yes guys, nasi ndafunga kuenda kumusha. Ndimbo spend time with family rangu. Davu ndapina mu chicken buzz. Munoizere chicken buzz. Chicken buzz.
Ngoma joraka uya zvewe. Kwai wakabva Joni, angonese Jojedi. Vate vasina grocery.
Joro kumashops. Haitso vya sapana chaidzo kana chone nungo dziri pape ungazinze ngoro ne grocery pape.
Anga ngozara manene.
Kuna chiri kuzo.
Ndava ndaona memblazi mubazi. Anotaurisa munhu uyu.
Indonzi Lee.
Tats.
Uruboko.
Australia.
Alright. Kana tiwazimutwa kunana kutengesa unozimutsaga zvanu tu.
Say.
Yatato hama kudai.
Okay, bro.
Acheni.
Alright.
Tubasi. Ngoba ipezi cut.
Tats.
Oh, tats.
Guys, ndaona munhu achitengesa chibage. And I haven't had chibage in maybe 10 years. Dikati. Imari chibage.
Dola 40.
Munotora iko ken? Alright.
0773 426 300.
Alright. Yaita here.
Yaita, thank you.
Guys, chiri kunuwirira. Ndazosvika kumusha manje.
Joy after joy.
Have you heard about Marechera?
Hanziko.
but he says keeper. They say he has this glow about him now. He doesn't walk. He glides.
I hate he has got people who ions his money.
But have you heard that when he coughs, money just comes out of the blue? Out of the orange.
Hey, yo.
Marechera. Says Keeper, Shakuendeka. Introducing the new Mukuru wallet. Step up with DSTV and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
Going to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
To the back of the net!
There's nothing better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out.
This is the time to take risks.
Incredible!
I've heard good things about you. Don't let me down.
Step up and we'll show up on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Into the arts, Zora music star Leonard Shagata retained pole position on the Radio Zimbabwe Top 20 chart this week. Patience Nyagata reports.
Tanyaradzwa, a song by Zora music star Leonard Shagata, retained the pole position for the second time in a row this week after garnering 4,210 votes. Senator Tichareva was second with their song Mirira, while Culture Love was third with Ndinoji Sungidira. Sungura singer Parazaimes is back on the chart with this song Takuziva, which was 7th. It was a bad week for Denzel Madambosa and Jaden's collaborative effort, which plummeted from pole position in the past 2 weeks to number 20 this week. Mambo Duterere occupied 18th position with his song Kudenga Kuna Mwari.
And on that note, we take a short break, but when we come back, we'll give you more of the news bulletin. Stay tuned.
Guys, mukuzviona here the welcome that I'm receiving panapa. Saka muzukuru, unoitamba sei game? Today.
I didn't read bank.
Bank? Alright. What's a winner? Chadeni, a winner.
Dzadzaunganira muti dzichokura. Ndiri kutarisa mudenga so ndaonei. Ndakaonei membo iri muti. Ndinokuzenga. Iri membo muti. Amona nyama yemuti.
Yes guys, tasvika kumusha and hukuenda bata nhasi guys. Yabigwa.
Hi everybody. Ndipana na mzukuru wangu bata huku.
Guys, mukuzviona.
Mzukuru. Kuna zvema delivery what e-food for work mzukuru wangu bata muriwo bandika.
Guys, huku yalipinza busy my way. Nagona. damu ndapewa airtime na tete wangu ndipate wanu wangu wetu Australia. Joy after joy, tete, joy after joy.
Joy after joy.
The Big Brother Mzansi house is giving spice. It's giving umlilo. So find some shade, because the housemates have entered the chat and they will tell what they must for the 2 meter. It's all about keeping it cool, even when they are seeing flames. Asbanye.
Big Brother Mzansi Season 5 starts Sunday, 12th January at 6 p.m. only on the home of local.
Big Brother Mzansi, proudly sponsored by Lotto Star.
Get your business ready for the festive season with ZBC. Join us for the ZBC Mega Festive Business Promotion running from the 1st of November of 2024 all the way to January 31 of 2025. Enjoy an incredible cash discount of over 50% across all ZBC platforms. This is your opportunity to make your business shine. So celebrate with ZBC and watch your business thrive by simply booking your spot right now. For more information, call Tandeka on 0719 594 426 or Martha on 0719 593 532 or Precious on 0719 593 510 or email tandeka.mubi@zbc.co.zw. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. It's time for us to give you the sports news. Now, the much-awaited ZIFA election results are in, and businessman Ngobile Magwizi has been elected ZIFA president after a landslide victory that saw him beating 4 other candidates at the association's elections held in Harare. We get more details in the upcoming report.
The 45-year-old swept his competition aside after garnering 61 votes. Awafulmun Machana was a distant second with 5 votes. The new president quickly preached the gospel of peace.
I believe we are more than 20 years behind in terms of where we should be. When you speak about football, we are 20 years behind. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Firstly, we need to fix our institution. There's a lot of work that we will need to do to come up with best practices of how to make sure that ZIFA is an efficient institution that will deliver for the fans, deliver for the players, deliver for the coaches. It's very important so that it measures up to the best there is in the world. Very important. We also need to make sure that we rebuild trust and have partners.
Rentals FC Chief Executive Officer Loveness Mkura and former PSO Chief Executive Officer Kennedy Ndebele were elected as the vice presidents by a wide margin.
We are ready to make sure that we unite people again through the beautiful game, because I know football unites people. Football can act as a cementing factor in any football-loving nation.
Are committing ourselves to supporting the president, supporting the executive committee, supporting all the standing committees, as we engage all our key stakeholders, right from the top.
Rentals Chairperson Tafazwa Benza, Professor Thomas Marambanyika, and Dutch Academy Director Kudzeka Zondo elected as committee members. The Simba Bora Director Brighton Uchende Baba, Eastern Region Chairperson Devson Muchena, and lawyer Alice Ora also voted as the board members. The remaining 2 board members will be seconded by the Premier Soccer League and the Women Premier Soccer League to make an 11-member executive committee. World Football Governing Body FIFA was impressed with the process.
I'm urging you all to remain united. Support this young man and the new executive committee. This General Assembly, this election must be a starting process of healing. Don't keep grudges. We don't want to go backwards. It must be a process of healing, mending fences, and accepting him as your new leader.
And we share your enthusiasm for the future of Zimbabwe football. We assure you of FIFA steadfast support as we tackle all the issues of Zimbabwean football and we strive for the perfection of football in Zimbabwe.
The election brings to an end the term of the Normalization Committee, which has been in office for the past 18 months. The Normalization Committee will leave the office on the 31st of January. Lawrence Tusida, ZBC News, Harare.
And now from football to chess, where chess enthusiasts and visual artists have partnered to raise awareness on the importance of arts and chess in easing mental pressures, which often lead to depression and suicides.
While chess focuses on problem solving and art carries innovation, scores of people thronged the Art at 84 Theatre in Pendeni, Harare, to gain an appreciation of the life-changing impact of art and chess, while learning about the health benefits of the exercise. To demonstrate the mental acumen gained through chess, one of the top chess players in the country, Spencer Masango, participated in blindfold chess against 4 different opponents. Battles he overcame without setting an eye on the board.
Chess improves your thinking and learning skills, and this is what we've been demonstrating with the blindfold chess. It is something a player can do with much experience.
This platform, we're trying to impart in our youngsters that whatever happens in the journey of life, you can always come back and recover. Like the way chess is played, you make a mistake maybe in opening, in mid-game, but that doesn't necessarily translate to your end game. You can always come up a victor.
The organizers expressed satisfaction with the event, which they believe will go a long way in shaping society's perceptions.
Friday, where we had students from high schools and primary schools come through to appreciate chess and also appreciate art. And today we are topping it off with a Blitz tournament, and we have artists and their family coming through to showcase their art.
The impact of chess and the impact of art is good. It can change communities, it can bring people together, it can shape the future. Like I said, chess mirrors life, and art is also an expression of life.
The Chess Mirrors Life Art and Chess Festival is the first of its kind in Zimbabwe and is expected to spread to other parts of the country, with Bulawayo the next venue. Reynold Ngwadati, ZBC News, Harare.
The 2-day KCD Mohadi Sports Tournament kicked off at Pelandaba Stadium in Gwanda this Saturday with 12 teams from Matabeleland South Province participating. Providence Maranelli reports.
Dubbed KCD Mohadi Sports Tournament in honor of the country's Vice President and ZANU-PF Second Secretary Comrade Kembo Mohadi, the sports fiesta kicked off on a high note with 12 constituents drawn teams registering their presence with sterling performances. ZANU-PF Youth League chairperson for Matabeleland South Province, Comrade Moses Langa, said the tournament has brought about unity among the youths, words also echoed by the ZANU-PF Matabeleland South Provincial chairperson, Comrade Mangaliso Ndlovu.
Thina njenge ZANU-PF Youth League esabelweni sethu seMatabeleland South sithabile kulokujabula ama youth wonke nje around the province. Kulamanye vela khona lamanye angasakwanisa ngobuya, but everyone is eager ukuba ama team abayafika kuma finals, and all ama questions wonke afikile khona ongu-12 amankazana nabafana, and all these players bavela kuma grassroots emakhaya ukuthi we are here ukuzo showcase talent yabo.
I really want to appreciate the youth across the province who heard our clarion call as the party concerned about the ills that are affecting our young people, and we came up with this program where we started at what level, we had what tournaments, where villages contested, forming what teams, and what's contested under constituencies, and now constituency teams are here in our provincial finals. We wish them well. They have appreciated that we are doing this exclusively for young people. While we are honoring the Vice President, we want to share the message of hope to young people. We want to encourage them to honor the dignity of hard work.
12 football and netball teams are battling it out at the inaugural tournament. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
Now from Gwanda to Bulawayo, where the Amateur Swimming Association is leaving no stone unturned in preparations for the Junior Swimming Championships penciled for Harare next week.
After winning big at the National Swimming Championships last year, the Bulawayo Amateur Swimming Association is not leaving anything to chance in its preparations for the Junior Championships, which will be a curtain raiser for the big swimming contest set for Harare from the 31st of January. The Bulawayo Amateur Swimming Association has staged the qualification galas for the National Junior Championships, with participating athletes optimistic of selection.
I really enjoy it. Like it's like intense and like fun and nervous, but like from this year, there's not enough like officials and qualified timekeepers, so the gala will be a bit shorter than last year, since the swimmers and the parents went on to seniors, like last year's 12-year-old went on to seniors. Since last year's 12-year-old, there's a whole lot of 12-year-olds, and the parents will like volunteer to do officials and swim. So this year will be a bit shorter, and then hopefully there will be like enough qualified timekeepers.
I hope to see myself one day end up in the Olympics, and these galas are just to help me achieve the times I need to get there.
Bulawayo Amateur Swimming Association Secretary General Francis Deswat said focus is on leaving an indelible mark on the national stage by defending their gong.
Yes, this is our Junior League Gala number 6. We have a number of galas throughout the season. This is our 6th Junior League Gala in preparation for our Junior Championships, which will be happening in Harare at the Les Brown Swimming Pool next weekend from the 31st to the 2nd of February. So a number of our juniors will be heading to Harare to compete in the Junior National Championships.
Meanwhile, the National Senior Swimming Championships will return to Bulawayo for the second time, running from the 20th to the 24th of February. Last year, Bulawayo hosted and won the contest, with the Harare coming second, while the Midlands province settled for bronze. ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And now it's time for us to give you the weather report.
Hello, good evening Zimbabwe, and welcome to today's edition of the Weather Report in Focus. We are currently experiencing the ITCZ, which is covering much of the north of the country. So we're experiencing cloudy and scattered storms over the north of the country, and it's going to become less cloudy to the south, and we urge you all not to cross flooded rivers. And on our satellite image, we can see there's a cloud band covering the north of the country, which is the intercontinental convergence zone, and on the south of the country it's becoming less cloudy, so we expect some showers over the north, and it's going to become clearer in the south. And on our minimum temperatures tonight, we're expecting Harare to have a minimum of 15, Mutare 17, Victoria Falls 18, and Gwanda also having a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius. And for our maximum temperatures tomorrow, we expect some warm temperatures, and Victoria Falls is going to have a high of 31, Bulawayo 26, and Gwanda 26. And for our detailed forecast, in Bulawayo we're predicting cloudy conditions, and it's going to clear out throughout the week, and a minimum of 16 and a high of 26 is expected on Sunday. Matobo, we're expecting the skies to clear out, and a minimum of 18 and a high of 28 is expected on Sunday. In Gwanda, partly cloudy conditions, and our maximum temperatures are going to be in the 30s, and our minimum is going to be 18 degrees Celsius throughout the week. In Lupani, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with high chances of precipitation Monday and Tuesday, with our high temperatures in the early 30s. And for Victoria Falls, we're expecting a high of 30 and a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius with showers expected. In Gweru, we're expecting cloudy conditions up until Tuesday, and our minimum temperature for tomorrow is going to be 16 and a high of 23 degrees Celsius. For Kwekwe, we're expecting it to be cloudy, and chances of precipitation are going to be high Monday and Tuesday, with a low temperature of 16 and a high of 26 degrees Celsius. In Kadoma, cloudy conditions are expected throughout the week with high chances of precipitation, and our high temperature for tomorrow is 26 degrees Celsius and a low of 16 degrees Celsius. Chinoi, we're expecting some showers Sunday and Monday, and our high tomorrow is going to be 28 and a low of 16 is predicted. In Harare, our Sunshine City, wet conditions are expected Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and our minimum temperatures are going to be in the low teens Kariba, we're expecting cloudy conditions throughout the week with a high of 30 degrees Celsius and a low of 22 on Sunday. Machingo, our city of ruins, we're expecting cloudy conditions throughout the week and our high is going to be around 25 and a low of 17 throughout the week. Bindura, cloudy conditions are expected with influence of the ITCZ, and in Marondera, we're expecting cloudy and wet conditions and our minimum temperatures are going to be around 14 degrees Celsius throughout the week. In Nyanga, wet conditions are predicted Sunday into Monday and our low temperatures is going to be 22 degrees Celsius. That's all from the weather desk today. Thank you. Pleasant viewing.
Many thanks to the Met Department there for the way of the weather. Well, that's a wrap on the news at 8 from us here at the news desk. Have a pleasant viewing.
Good night.
Good night.
Another chance, Nyakchela Mpincha.